Extracurricular activities. Let's talk about it. Do my boys play basketball? No. Do my boys play football? No. Do they play baseball? No. Do they play an instrument? No. Tennis? No. Soccer? No. What do my boys do? What do we do for extracurricular activities? Extracurricular activities and field trips. What do they look like in our home and in our homeschool? That is what I will be sharing with you in today's video. My name is Jamie. I am a stay-at-home, work-from-home, homeschooling mom of 3 boys, and I love sharing anything and everything homeschool, motherhood, lifestyle, my faith, you name it, here in this space, here at Simply Living It. If any of that is something that sounds of any interest to you, click that red subscribe button and turn the bell notification on so you are notified every time there's a new upload here in this space. If you'd like to see a little behind the scenes, you can also join our family over at Simply Living It on Instagram. Let's chat about extracurricular activities and field trips in our homeschool. There couldn't be a better place to talk about our life and our lifestyle than here in the mountains, in nature, in our tiny little unfinished cabin that has been a family project. Extracurricular activities. Let's talk about it. Do my boys play basketball? No. Do my boys play football? No. Do they play baseball? No. Do they play an instrument? No. Tennis? No. Soccer? No. What do my boys do? What do we do for extracurricular activities? This right here is what our boys do. Our boys love to hunt. They love to fish. They love to go camping. They love spending time with their family. They love riding their motorcycles. They love putting things together and taking them apart. They love riding their bicycles. They love going on walks, on hikes, anything and everything outdoors. Now, growing up, I played sports. I played soccer. I played baseball. I was a cheerleader for my freshman year in high school. Tried a little bit of anything and everything, honestly, in school. I was public schooled. That was just something I enjoyed doing in my spare time as an extracurricular activity. Now, my boys, they've tried baseball. They all started playing t-ball when they were very little. They played t-ball. We did Little League, and now they're kind of at a point where they're not interested. My 2 oldest boys have played flag football. They have for 3 years, I believe. This year, last year, they just weren't interested. They haven't been interested. And for us, I'm totally okay with that. It is important to me that my boys have something that they love, that is a hobby to them, that's something that is their outlet, that they can get out and do and enjoy, and something that's their thing. Our boys have their thing that brings them joy, their thing that they enjoy doing. For a lot of kids, that might be sports. For my boys, it's not traditional organized sports, and I don't even begin to believe that it has to be. I don't believe that for 1 second. I do not even begin for a moment to believe that organized sports are the only way. They're at that point where they want to purchase a truck that can be their project truck, that they can build and rebuild and fix this and modify that. That's them. That's their heart. That's what they enjoy doing. So whether it be on their bicycles, their motorcycles, their toys, their Legos, whatever it might be, working with their dad outside, that's what our boys enjoy doing. So I know it's not necessarily the traditional or popular opinion when it comes to sports. If our boys wanted to play sports, when they did play sports, we were there 100% all in watching them. I loved to watch them. When it comes to our 3 boys, if you give them the option to go camping with their family or play football, they're going to choose camping. If you give them the option to go hunting or football, they're going to choose hunting every day over football. This might come as a shock to some of you, but we don't watch sports. That's not something we do in our home. We don't even watch the Super Bowl. Is it okay to say that? We aren't into all that. We would rather be out in nature, in the mountains, camping. We'll get together for Super Bowl parties just to hang out and to chit chat and have food, to watch it, but it's not like we have a team we're rooting for. It's not a huge thing in our home. Our family life is not centered around sports. Our family life is not centered around our children's future in sports. We are living, like our whole life is an extracurricular activity. It's just the way we live. Our life is just outside all the time, everywhere, all the time. That's us. And I love it that way, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And if our kids wanted to do sports, we would absolutely be there supporting them 100% and making sure that it was something that happened. But they're kind of a take it or leave it. It's not something they necessarily, if they're given the options, okay, here are our options. What do you want to do? The sport will be almost always the last thing that they choose to do. So as a homeschool mom, if you are stressing the fact that your kids are not involved in sports and maybe they don't necessarily want to be, I don't know that it's something you need to push. I think if your kid, you know your children best. If they have something they enjoy doing and something that they're good at, I don't care if it's an organized sport or something that's traditional or not traditional. Find what your children love to do and pour into that. If it's a hobby, pour into it. Maybe they love to paint and to craft and do all those things, then pour into that. Maybe it's not your traditional sport, it's something totally different. Pour into it. As a parent, you know your children best. So if there's something that they love doing, that they enjoy doing, it seriously brings them joy, pour into that. Whether it's a traditional organized sport or not, who cares? It doesn't matter. The fact that your kids have something to do that they love doing and that they enjoy, that's what matters to me. And the thing I love the most about our lifestyle is, yes, it's crazy and it's chaotic, but I love that it's all about us as a family and it's life skills. We are teaching our children how to survive. We are teaching our children how to hunt. We are teaching them how to take apart their motorcycle and how to fix something when it's broken. We're teaching them how to go out and hike and look for the things that you need in life. I truly am so thankful for that. I'm thankful for our lifestyle that gives us the opportunity to help teach them life skills. When it comes to having a job, they would rather have a job than play sports. I'm okay with that. My kids are still young. I have a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, and an 8-year-old. All boys. They are each other's best friends, and we all just do life together as a family. And so, again, it's not your traditional organized sports, but when it comes to extracurricular activities in our homeschool in the form of sports or guitar lessons or instruments or anything like that, at this point, we don't do any of that. We have, like I said, we have done baseball. We have done sports in the past, but given the option, sports come last in their book. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. When it comes to field trips, exactly the same mentality. We don't have a ton of places to go around us as far as visiting different places and different museums and things of that nature, but there are many different opportunities for field trips. We've got a couple birds of prey centers that we can go to. We've got a science discovery center. We've got ponds and lakes and rivers and streams and fishing trips with grandpa. We've got hiking adventures as families. Everything we do truly, and maybe this is just a way to help you get to know us better as well as a family, but it's all nature and outdoors and life skills. Not so much going into a museum and learning about all these other things. It's like, let's go out in life and let's live it. Like our life is an extracurricular activity. How's that? I couldn't find any better way to put that, but I feel like it's just the way we live and the way we breathe. It's everything about our life is an adventure. Now, if you were coming to today's video about homeschool extracurricular activities and homeschool field trips, you might be thinking I had a list of things for you to do for your kids, but that's not the case, because for us, nature, being outside, riding their bikes, exploring, hiking, taking a BB gun and going and shooting things out in nature. And I know that's not an option for everybody, but simple water balloons. Get some water balloons in the backyard and go have them play baseball with each other with water balloons. Go play with them, mama. Getting outside and going on walks. Going on a run. I love to run. You all know I love to run. My boys love to hop on their bicycles and come with me, and it's something we do together. They're getting in some exercise, burning some energy off, and I'm also getting that. There are times that we'll go to the swimming pool. We will go to a lake. They will get their kayaks and we will go out and go on an adventure of some sort. There are so many options all around you, truly. And while I was doing this, I wanted to actually look up the definition of extracurricular because I'm like, where did this concept even come from? That we feel like this is something we have to do, that we have to have our kids involved in extracurricular activities in addition to the schoolwork that we do. So this is what I found for the definition for extracurricular activities. And this was just a quick Google search. So don't quote me on this, but this was the first thing that came up. It says extracurricular activities are an activity at a school or college pursued in addition to the normal course of study. So for me, extracurricular activities don't really have a place in our home necessarily because, first of all, it's not taking place at a school or a college, but everything we are doing in life is in pursuit of more. As a homeschool family, there are no walls, there are no boxes that we're trying to fit into, so everything, truly everything, is an extracurricular activity. Honestly, it's not at a college or at a school, but it doesn't have to be. Like, we're doing life skills. So just remember that. If you're feeling extra pressure to have your kids involved in something, that is in the top 2 questions that I get asked when people find out that we homeschool our kids. They say, what sports do they play? They don't. Our life in and of itself is an adventure. That's just the way it is in our home and in our homeschool. So field trips look exactly the same. We just adventure always and everywhere. So to some of you, this might be helpful. To some of you, this might be incredibly discouraging if I don't have a ton of answers for you. But I just wanted to remind you that as homeschool moms, it is definitely an unnecessary pressure that even we as moms, but society as well, puts on parents and the youth that they need to be involved. Our boys are so super involved in so many things. We both come from big families, my husband and I, so there is family everywhere. There are family functions more times than not. There are camping trips, and just life as a whole is an adventure for our family. So sometimes I think sports honestly are overrated, and that's just my thoughts. Our home and our homeschool, my husband and I know best, and our kids are thriving. They are thriving in our environment, in our home, in the way that we do things, in the way that we do extracurricular activities and field trips. They are their own unique little individuals, and they are thriving. And we're not pushing them into anything or forcing anything on them. It's truly their heart and their life to live it the way that we're living it. So that is how we do things over here in our home. It's something that I have had to get very thick skin about, and am finally confident as a homeschool mom to tell people that our kids don't play sports. It's not always easy in the public eye to tell people that your kids don't play sports, that they don't take an instrument, that they don't. But what are my kids doing? They're going to an FCA church camp this summer. A week-long FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes church camp. That to me is beautiful. We have got family vacations planned. We have got camping trips planned. We have got adventures of all kinds planned. And there's nothing stopping us from that. No sports schedule, nothing. If it was, that's okay, because that will be what they were into. But we are fully diving into and absorbing everything that our boys are into. And to me, that's beautiful. And I wouldn't want to live any other way. That's how we do things here, in our home, in our homeschool. Us. This is simply us. And we are simply living it. So I hope you find this encouraging. If this is something you've been looking for, I hope that maybe it helps take some of that weight off and feeling like your kids have to be performing in something or succeeding at something and doing well at something, because if there's something they enjoy, breathe life into that. It doesn't have to look like what anybody else says it needs to look like, because they are your babies, you are mama, and your journey is going to look so different. And it's beautiful, and we need to embrace it. Embrace the difference. Embrace the beauty. Embrace the freedom. Thank you for being here in today's video. Don't forget to click that red subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.